Making waffles from scratch can be a fun and delicious way to enjoy a breakfast treat. But if you don't want to use all of the batters you made, can you store them in the refrigerator for later use? The answer is yes. You can refrigerate waffle batter for future use. In fact, you can even freeze the batter for up to 3 months for a convenient breakfast option that's ready when you are. Freezing waffle batter is a great way to have a fresh, homemade breakfast without having to make it from scratch every morning. With just a few simple steps, you can create a delicious breakfast without having to start from scratch. So if you're looking for an easy and tasty breakfast solution, consider freezing waffle batter for a quick and delicious breakfast any day of the week. Can you refrigerate or freeze waffle batter? Waffle batter can be refrigerated or frozen, but it will change the texture of the waffles. Refrigerating waffle batter will make them dense, while freezing waffle batter will make them airier. If you are looking for a specific texture, it is best to cook the waffles immediately after mixing the batter. How do you defrost frozen waffle batter? Waffles are a delicious breakfast option, but sometimes you don't have time to make them from scratch. If you have frozen waffle batter, you can easily defrost it and have waffles ready in no time. To defrost frozen waffle batter, simply remove it from the freezer and let it sit at room temperature for about an hour. Once it's thawed, you can cook your waffles as usual. Just be sure to use the batter within 24 hours of thawing. If you need to speed up the thawing process, you can place the frozen batter in the refrigerator for a few hours. This will help defrost the batter more quickly without compromising its quality. Once your waffle batter is thawed, all that's left to do is cook up some delicious waffles. Enjoy them with your favorite toppings and syrup, and savor every bite of this breakfast treat. Can you freeze pancake and waffle batter? You can freeze pancakes and waffle batter. It's best to use an ice cube tray or muffin tin to portion out the batter before freezing. When you're ready to make pancakes or waffles, simply thaw the desired amount of batter overnight in the refrigerator or for a few hours on the countertop. Can I make waffle batter ahead of time? There's nothing quite like a freshly made waffle, hot off the iron. But sometimes, time is not on our side. Maybe you're hosting a brunch and want to have everything ready to go. Or maybe you're just trying to make breakfast a little easier on yourself during the week. Whatever the reason, you may be wondering if you can make waffle batter ahead of time. The answer is yes. You can absolutely make waffle batter ahead of time. In fact, it's pretty simple to do. Just whisk together your dry ingredients, flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, and wet ingredients, eggs, milk, melted butter, in a bowl until combined. Then cover the bowl with plastic wrap and store it in the fridge for up to 24 hours. When you're ready to make your waffles, simply preheat your waffle iron and cook according to the manufacturer's instructions. One thing to keep in mind is that making your batter ahead of time will result in slightly denser waffles than if you were to make them from scratch. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Some people actually prefer denser waffles, but it's something to be aware of. If you prefer lighter and fluffier waffles, simply add an extra tablespoon or 2 of milk to the batter when you're ready to cook them. Can you refrigerate waffle batter? Freezing waffle batter. How long is waffle batter good for in the fridge? Waffle batter is a versatile and delicious ingredient that can be used to make all sorts of sweet and savory dishes. However, like all ingredients, It has a shelf life and needs to be stored properly in order to maintain its quality. So how long does waffle batter last in the fridge? Ideally, waffle batter should be used within 3 to 5 days of being made. After that, the quality of the batter will start to decline and it will become less effective as a leavening agent. The good news is that you can extend the shelf life of your waffle batter by freezing it. Simply pour the leftover batter into an ice cube tray or freezer-safe container and store it in the freezer for up to 3 months. When you're ready to use it, simply thaw out the desired amount of batter overnight in the fridge or pop individual cubes into a microwave-safe bowl and heat for 30 seconds on high power. So there you have it. With proper storage, waffle batter can last for quite a while in your fridge or freezer. Just be sure to use it up before it starts to lose its quality. Can you freeze homemade waffles? Homemade waffles are a delicious and easy breakfast option. However, they can take some time to make. If you find yourself with extra waffles, you may be wondering if you can freeze them. The answer is yes. Freezing waffles is a great way to save time on busy mornings. To freeze waffles, simply place them on a baking sheet and pop them in the freezer. Once frozen, transfer the waffles to a freezer-safe bag or container. When you're ready to eat, simply reheat it in the toaster or oven. If you want your waffles to stay crispy, it's best not to stack them when freezing. Instead, lay them flat in the freezer so they don't stick together. And be sure to use them within 3 months for the best quality. How to store waffle batter. Waffle batter can be made ahead of time and stored in the refrigerator for up to a week. When you're ready to make waffles, simply heat up your waffle iron and cook the batter according to the manufacturer's instructions. To store waffle batter, place it in an airtight container in the fridge. I like to use a mason jar for this. If you're using a recipe that yields a lot of batters, you can store it in multiple jars or containers. Be sure to label them with the date so you know when they were made. When you're ready to make waffles, take out as much batter as you need and let it come to room temperature before cooking. This will help ensure evenly cooked waffles. If your batter is too thick, you can add a little milk or water to thin it out before cooking.